All right, we are live on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. Got the famous Daniel Kump here. How you doing, Daniel?
All right, yourself?
Good. Just going to wait for Igor to pop in here.
Awesome. The man, the myth, the legend, for sure.
Oh, Jesus. I did it again. Daniel Kump here. How you doing, Daniel? I don't know why that happens. I always forget.
You would think after 45 years that you would figure that out.
Well, I'm telling you, when our HTML5 conference software comes out, we will not have that feature. I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
That feature. So anyway, guys, thanks for hopping on. Let's see if Igor's in here. Yeah, he's an attendee. Let's bring him up. Oh, panelist. Here he comes, slowly but surely. There he is. How's it going, Igor?
All good, guys. All good.
Awesome. So we'll wait 1 more minute before we go live.
All right, Daniel.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah, I was just Joe was mentioning your name. Like, sounds familiar. I was looking at the customer records, and I found
I've done a few runs with you for sure.
26.
Yep, done a few runs. Also, a big fan of your. Not that I want to be like a fanboy here or anything, but
he's a fanboy.
Whatever. But just a big fan of your podcast. Well, you know what? For those that are watching, that if you're not into podcasts, but what was great for me when I was actually working a job, when I was sitting in my anywhere between 2.5 to 3 hours of traffic a day, I could just pop on a list building lifestyle podcast, and it would be like brain food while I was sitting there doing nothing. So might as well learn while I sit in traffic. But
yeah, compressing time. Well done.
And the best podcast that Igor ever did was the one with me, of course. Come on.
Of course, yeah.
I don't remember that one.
You were actually the first one to tell my listeners to push people away.
Oh, really?
Like, don't work with everybody. No, you shouldn't work with everybody. God, no.
No, I fired a few customers over the past 20 years. There's no doubt about that, for sure. But
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, we'll get started. We got people logging on pretty quick. So, folks, we've got a very special guest. Well, 2 of them, but everybody knows Daniel. Igor has become a friend and a colleague. We've met once or twice in person now. I guess twice, right, Igor? Or is it just one?
Man, I think it's once.
Okay.
Yeah, but it feels like I've known you forever. Yeah.
I didn't pin this to the top of the page. Let me get this pinned first. All righty. Did that happen? Yes, it did. Okay. So, guys, to everybody who's watching, people always say, as soon as they join Now Lifestyle, how do I get started? And there's really only a few basic ways that you can basically build traffic. You got to build traffic to a landing page, and then from that landing page, you got to hope that your landing page converts. And you can do it free, which means it's going to take a lot of work for you to generate traffic over to your page, or you can do it in paid fashion, and we have our guaranteed paid signups, which people have done. But one of the best ways is definitely through solo advertising, and there's a couple of reasons for that, and Daniel mentioned that as well, is when you do solo advertising, one of the key things is it's also building your list. And folks, our lead capture system and our autoresponder, which is part of the Now Lifestyle system, allows you to build that list, get that list to know, like, and trust you, do follow-ups with that list. And then, some people will be all-in action takers right away and buy from you immediately because they see the vision of Now Lifestyle. Others, it's going to take 1, 2, 3 follow-up series of emails before they buy from you. But the key is you're building you're building your brand, and you're building your list, folks. So welcome, Igor. Nice to have you, buddy.
Great to be here, man. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Folks, the reason I asked Igor to come on is, he's got one of the best reputations in list building, no doubt about it. One of the best reputations in solo ads. And I'm all about my longevity of being around here for 19 years is being customer-centric first, providing value in the marketplace, looking for repeat buyers. And, I've been watching Igor for a long time, making sure that he wasn't a flash in the pan. But you've been doing this how long now, Igor?
Since December. I sold my first solo on December 2010. So it's like coming on 7 years sharp.
Yeah. And I just heard that you're moving to Canada too, which is really
Yes. December 3rd, I'm getting on the plane and I'm moving my family to Canada.
That's awesome. I know one of your goals was to come to this end of the world and stuff. But
yeah.
Anyway, because we're going to be using, let me hit the record button. Hang on, guys. I want to record this so that I can put it as a bridge video. Record to this computer. Okay, we're recording. Good. I'm glad I didn't forget to do that, even though we could take it off Facebook. So basically, in the nuts and bolts of it, again, Igor, giving you kind of our ideal customer that comes in is very, very new to the internet. They see the vision of the internet. They see the vision of Now Lifestyle, which is the combining of digital products like our autoresponder, our lead capture system, in combination with physical products that we're now selling, our supplement line. So in that context of somebody who's just looking to start advertising, what exactly is a solo ad?
All right. So a solo ad is basically a way for you to rent out a database of targeted prospects targeted to whatever it is that you're promoting. In this case, we're talking about Now Lifestyle. And to do it, having guaranteed amount of traffic hitting your page or affiliate link. So if you're a Now Lifestyle member, you can basically approach someone like me, who runs a quote unquote solo ad agency, and say, Igor, I would like for you to send 300 targeted visitors to this link of mine. And so your link may be nowlifestyle.com/Bob, right? And so I deliver 300 targeted visitors to your link. And that's how you generate leads very quickly, very easily, not having to move a finger. But of course, it costs money.
Yeah. So basically, how is that traffic generated? Through email marketing primarily? And is it the responsibility? Well, I'll tell everybody this because a lot of people are new. We will do your ad copy for you if you want us to. That's not a problem. But how is the traffic generated and why is it so targeted?
Right. So the way I know, like a lot of other solo ad sellers, it varies, right? Some of them just buy solo ads to sell solo ads. Others are just getting traffic, whatever. What we do is we aggregate traffic from several different sources. And a lot of it comes from membership sites that are focused around making money from home. So like you said, the person, the ideal target customer that you're going for with Now Lifestyle are the people who are the quote unquote, I wouldn't call them the early adapters, right? Because the early adapters are us, right? But it's the people who come after us that have recognized the power of the internet and the potential of it creating a leveraged income stream and allowing the freedom to move around, to make more money, and to not be tied up to a job and to have a lifestyle. Let's face it, most people who have a job do not have time to keep themselves healthy. They don't have time to keep their families healthy, and they're wrecks, basically. So we're driving those types of prospects, and we are channeling them into links of our choice, if you will. So that's how we generate it. We basically take them through email channels, through membership sites, banner ads, native, and I put them all into my big funnel. And from my funnel, once they've qualified themselves, I channel them over to the customer view.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. Actually, I didn't know that. That's very, very interesting. So it helps to generate an unlimited. I won't say unlimited, because if you say unlimited, then that's a flag, because all traffic is limited in some ways. But it generates a limited amount of very targeted virgin traffic to an offer, basically, right?
Yep. In other words, like a lot of times what I see happening in our industry is people are using the exact same traffic sources all the time. And all of a sudden, the offer is launching into the internet sphere, whatever. And all of a sudden, everybody knows everything, and the offer stops converting. With this, we took a different approach because we face this problem over and over again with different opportunities.
Well, supply demand, right? Eventually, you get cross-pollinated. Other people are hearing about it. They're getting the same ads. Yeah, exactly. That's
and if you're hitting people the exact same thing, constantly, they get annoyed. So they take it personal. So now the channel is, like you said, it's not unlimited. It's still limited. Right now, I'm getting anywhere between 4,000 to 7,000 new leads a day.
Wow.
Right? So I can, send everyone traffic, but a big chunk of people, we can help for sure.
Yeah. Well, again, the key, being in this industry 20 years, the key is when I hear somebody say there's truly unlimited, there's no such thing. And, but so the next question would be, there's going to be some people who say, listen, and this is a big part of our market too. I have a full-time job. I make a good salary. The problem is I'm missing out on my kids growing up. I don't get to see them. I'm on pager duty. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I'm just tired of the grind. So these types of people are looking to buy, solo ads, But what stops them still is not any type of financial investment. It's the fear of the unknown. So what's kind of cool between Igor and Daniel and myself is we'll take care of all those unknowns for you. Like, you don't need to be experienced to buy your first solo ad, basically.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Igor, just let me chime in on this one here. Sure. Because a lot of people, and I deal with this because I get a lot of new members, and that's why we've established, our team's group page, a messenger chat, and all that stuff to answer everybody's questions. But most people watching this got to realize that an online business is two things: it's traffic and conversions, and that's essentially the two most important elements of your business. So when you're getting started with traffic and you want to get traffic to your link, you guys have to realize this: that you either have to do it with time or you have to do it with money. And when people first get started, they're like, wait, I have to pay for traffic? Well, yeah, because if you think of every other major corporation business out there, whether it be Amazon, eBay, Kmart, Sears, BMW, they all pay to acquire a customer. Sure. And if people are not willing to pay to acquire a customer, essentially they just have a really cool hobby. So you can get your traffic and you can pay for it, or you can do it, you can pay for it with your own time. But, in Joel's case, if you
too, right?
Yeah. But in that case, like, if, let's say, like we have a great guy, a super awesome guy on our team named Glenn, who, works in a hospital, very, very, very busy. He doesn't have the time to sit and go through social media and message people and put in all that effort. So he pays for traffic, and he's built a huge team very, very quickly because of that. Now, you can do both, but I think for me, and this is just my opinion, you guys will probably agree with me here, but the smarter, more efficient, more effective way is to pay to acquire a customer.
I agree. Totally agree. Because again, what's your time worth? You know what I mean? In the days of me getting started, there wasn't solo ad providers, or if there were, they were so hard to find because you didn't have mediums of communication like this, explaining what solo ads are and all that kind of stuff. So, for those who have some spending money, Igor, what's a typical budget that people should set aside for solo ads and stuff?
Yeah. So to really have, for solo to have an impact on your business, you definitely want to build momentum. And for that, you don't need to go and just drop, $4,000 into it right away. Although some people actually do that. I've known a guy who actually got 20 grand and put all of it into solo ads and was banking on all those leads to make him, a lot of money with a different business opportunity. It was about 3-4 years ago. And, this guy just pretty much lost all this money because he just went on a shopping spree. So no, solo ads, I'd recommend, you start with about $300 to $500 a month or so. If that's like the absolute minimum, $300 to $500 a month, a bit more if you can. And then what you do is you basically try to get your traffic from several sources on a smaller scale to just start testing it out. Because although solo ads are awesome, okay, they are truly incredible as far as getting your business off the ground very quickly and helping you build momentum. And it's like putting you on slapping rocket thrusters and just pretty much putting you on the map. You can still get scammed. I mean, you can get bogus clicks, bad clicks. Joel, you can tell everybody. I'm sure you bought traffic, and the worst things are out there. So, definitely have at least $300 to $500 a month, a little bit more if you can. That's a recommended budget, I'd say. And, going back to the point that Daniel mentioned about free versus paid, that's it's a spot on point because, what seems like free traffic never is. You're always paying for it with your time, with your effort. And the worst part about free traffic is that you can spend a lot of time and get nothing back.
Yeah.
It honestly happens. Like with SEO, I actually spent 8 months blogging nonstop every day, unique content, everything. And all that effort came down to absolutely $0 in my bank account.
Yeah. So what's your time worth? It really becomes validated at that point because you worked your ass off and made nothing, basically. Any questions on your end, Daniel?
No, I think Igor said it best about, because a lot of people, especially on our team, when they get started, they need to kind of establish a budget because they're not sure. Some people will just really, almost barely dipping their toes in the water with 100 clicks, but that's not going to, Igor, just like you said, that's not going to kind of launch you up and get you up and off the ground. You might get a couple of leads, maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a paid sign up. But one thing that we talk about, and Igor, I'm sure you and your team have this in place, but I like people to set up at least a 90 to 120 day game plan with their traffic. And to some it's very realistic, to some it's unrealistic, but over the course of, and I say this because the average network marketer, the average business builder online quits in their first 30 to 60 days. So when you can establish a 90 to 120 day game plan, you're going to see consistency over a long period of time. And as long as you can stick with it, you can start, once you start to see consistent results, then you can scale those results and just continue to grow from there.
Daniel, that's a really good point. I've heard this one speaker, I don't recall his name, Simon Sinek, I think he said that. He's like, it's consistency versus, doing one thing, but doing it really, really hard. Like, say, brushing your teeth every day versus going to a dentist for a cleanup once every 6 months. I mean, which one of these will keep your teeth healthy? So it's the same thing with traffic. You got to do it consistently all the time, maybe not on a huge scale, but still consistently versus trying to hit it hard, with 10 grand or something like that. It doesn't quite work. The momentum is necessary because, and this is really, really big, a lot of people they don't look below the surface. This is a long-term game where you get the lead into your pipeline. And because of the market that we're in, because of the nature of the world that we're in right now, I mean, you got smartphones fighting for attention, you got social media fighting for attention, you got the amount of options that people have these days for everything makes it very difficult to make decisions. There's an expert on every topic. There's gazillion experts, right? If you've got a problem, there's at least 12 businesses trying to sell you a solution. So it's really, really difficult to get the customer to arrive at a buying decision these days. And it takes way more exposures than it used to, say, 5 or 10 years ago. Which is why the follow-up sequence is so incredibly important. The follow-up sequence, getting them to attend the webinars that, you guys are hosting, and eventually, finally, pushing them off that fence for the initial, sign up, and over time to go all in. Because if you think about it, I mean, it's great to have some signups, but your big breakthrough is going to come from you getting people to go all in and to commit fully. Now it's going to be only a percentage of the signups that you generate. But that's going to be enough for you to not only recuperate your money, but to make a profit and to grow your team. And the more team members you bring, the more success you'll have automatically, because it's going to be like a snowball into it.
I'm just listening. I'm awestruck of you guys. So for me, doing solo ads is an ideal thing because, you look at Facebook and you can start there with marketing too. But knowing what I know, as an example, we outsource a lot of our Facebook stuff. I do some of that stuff personally. Why? Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to find custom audiences, to make sure that your ads are approved, to make sure that your Facebook ad account isn't shut down, to make sure that you're compliant on all levels. And that's why I really recommend solo ads, because folks, Igor said a key component, which is by the time that they're sending traffic to your page, these aren't people that need to be convinced that they want to work from home. These are people who want to work from home, but want to be shown a blueprint on how to get there and achieve that financial success. I tell people all the time, Igor, we are not in the convincing game. If you're talking to somebody one-on-one, and you can imagine the same thing through email, if they don't believe that they can make money from home, that's not somebody that I want to spend a lot of time with. So when you get that targeted traffic of people who are already on membership sites for home-based business or on an email list based on home-based business and trust, that's really, a much targeted, better lead. Because when you think about all the processes that they had to go through to get to your solo ad, there's a lot of micro commitments there. They said yes to a lot of things before they ended up into your funnel and on your list. So that's what makes it such a highly qualified lead, folks, is it's not somebody who clicked on one banner on Facebook or on one website and ended up on your landing page. They went through multiple micro commitments to end up into Igor's funnel and then finally over to your landing page. Anything you want to say about that, Igor? I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but it's a very highly qualified lead. And that's why you see such amazing opt-in rates and purchase rates often.
Yeah. So what you're saying is this, if I'm understanding this right, what you're saying is by constantly reinforcing that commitment with small steps, the mindset of that lead and the engagement is much higher than of somebody who's just browsing Forbes.com and sees like an ad about success story, somebody making money from home, just clicking on it and just kind of dropping it because they're on their way to work or something like that.
Exactly.
So I agree with you completely there. And it's, it's interesting because there's so many ways to advertise today, like ridiculous amounts. And the media, when the media reports on the advertising channels, they sort of create this misleading idea that the old channels are dying for some reason and that the new channels are all the rage. For instance, Facebook ads. Like, did you know that a Facebook ad, consumer, if you will, or a lead you get from a Facebook ad, from a paid ad, is about 16 times less profitable than a lead you get through email?
Yeah, exactly.
It's an actual study that confirmed that. And did you know, for example, that Facebook is what, 1 billion big now, something like that?
Yeah.
And there's like 3 billion emails.
Yeah.
And that you can't really have a Facebook account unless you have an email address in the first place. So this channel has been proven to work. I was just interviewing an email marketing expert the other day, and he said that email marketing is the bastard child of direct response marketing. The class direct response.
Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, it's truly cheapest way to get to a customer. Email engagement has a much higher attention rate. Like there's a 16 times more likely, the customer is 16 times more likely to notice your ad if it's in the email rather than on their news feed. Like, there's so much ridiculous data that proves that these are the best leads, most engaged, and most businessy. This is something that I never heard anyone talk about. Email customers are most businessy. In other words, they are fine with spending money. They're fine with voting with their wallets and not just liking your stuff, which is big.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a very highly engaged. As an example, right on the slide feed right now, there's averaging about 145 people watching. And what did I do? I sent one email an hour ago, and that's why everybody's here. So it's a very highly engaged lead. So just to clarify, folks, obviously we're going to be using Igor as our solo ad provider. And even if you're brand new, I just want you to know that we will choose if you're more experienced and you have a specific landing page that's converting for you, like Daniel would probably create his own landing page and send traffic there. But if you're new, don't worry. We're going to take care of the highest converting landing page. We're going to create a follow-up series. You don't have to worry about any of that. In case you're just like, yes, I want to send traffic, but I don't know what to do with it. We'll take care of the landing page. We'll take care of the conversions. We will do some follow-ups on your behalf. However, folks, when you generate a lead, and I was talking to Daniel about this like an hour and a half ago, just on Skype, is there's a certain amount of leadership and commitment from those people. So if they've opted in, they don't want to just hear from us at corporate. They want to hear from you directly as their sponsor and their leader in this opportunity. So once somebody opts in as a lead, Daniel, you were saying you tell them to go and email that lead from their personal Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, whatever, to really get the best engagement possible, which I think is a fantastic idea. So just coming back, and I'll turn it to you, Daniel, on that idea, is we will take care of everything. The only thing we can't take care of is your commitment as an end user to actually follow up with that lead as well. We will from corporate, but it's important that you follow up too.
Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, obviously, once you create a free customer or a paid sign up or whatever, there's an automated sequence that goes out, which is great. But when you hit them from the other side and you send them a personal email, they're gonna get one of your emails. But almost 100% of the time, they're gonna get your personal email. I want to kind of just, whether it's calling a spade, shooting from the hip here or whatever, but I want to be real with everybody for a second, because Igor, if you could just kind of show your shirt. I think you have like a I love list building. Yeah. So Igor's shirt says I love list building. And that's really what is kind of like the underlying theme that we're talking about here, is actually building your list. So the guaranteed paid signups are great, but you also want to consistently be building your list, because the fortune is in the follow-up. We've all heard that. And the money is in your list. So here's a perfect example, and this is real life. So Joel, Igor, I'm sure you guys can give me real life numbers here. So I've been in the online space for just under 2 years, a little over a year and a half, just under 2 years. I have built up an email list of over 15,000 people. So here you go, 15,000 subscribers, and I am now a six-figure earner in the online space. I get to work from home. Joel, how many subscribers do you have, and equate that to, you're an eight-figure earner?
Yeah, for sure. It's about $1 per lead per month, that you can make when I think about it, because our list is 3 to 4 million people. You know what I mean? If it's
which obviously is built over time. Igor, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people that you have built on your list, but you are also a seven-figure earner, correct?
Correct. I'll give you a better example. I just stepped off a promotion I've done when I ran a webinar promo to my list, and then I conducted, after the webinar was done, 4 more days of emails to a program that's a $2,000 program. So I've completed the promotion to a list of 12,500 people with 2,400 clicks that I ended up sending to the promo over the course of this week, and commissions of $23,500. So I don't know what that comes down to EPC, but on average, I think I was earning either close to or just over $10 per click that I sent to the offer.
Wow.
It's a
So
great offer.
it's really uber important here, guys, to realize that list building, I mentioned it earlier, traffic and conversions, so when you build up your list by driving traffic, the bigger your list gets, the more you can focus on conversions. And Igor gave a perfect example right there. And the money is in your list. So that's really what this business is all about. And that's kind of why we're here, just to call it what it is. And so that's why we always talk about stay consistent with driving traffic. Have a plan, whether it be a 90-day, 120-day. Don't just run 100 clicks and then sit back and hope that you're going to be rolling in bank, because it's not going to happen. So you need to develop a consistent plan where you can consistently be building your list. And then over time, just like you see for those of you guys that have worked in any kind of business environment, you have a 401k and it slowly grows like this over time. So is your email list, and so is your income. And Joel, I know you say it, build a list, build an empire, build a list, build a fortune.
Well, yeah, and
That's it.
I'll be very, very honest with people too. What I love that everybody dedicated 100% of their time to Now Lifestyle. Yeah, I'd love that, but it's not the truth on how you're going to make your long-term income. The key is to brand yourself first. I tell this to people all the time. I'd be the first fickle individual to say, no, you can only look at Now Lifestyle and nothing else. Well, the tools that we provide are tools designed to help you brand yourself first. So when you build a list, you talk about you talk about your leadership, you talk about what you're going to do for that person to get them to the next level. And it just happens to be one of your income sources in Now Lifestyle, but you might create your own products and services down the road, your own ebooks, your own membership sites, your own stuff that you can promote to your list and generate multiple sources of revenue, and that's why I don't feel guilty. I am a network marketing owner now. I won't promote another network marketing company for obvious reasons, but if there's something that I feel has great value in the marketplace, I will promote it as an affiliate for other people, and you should do the same, folks. That's why you want to build your list. You might say, well, as an example, why is it guaranteed paid sign up? Well, a guaranteed paid sign up is one sign up, and it's specific to Now Lifestyle, which is great. Okay. That's going to help build your team and help build your downline. But when you build a list, that list is yours, where you should be branding who you are first as an individual so that you can generate multiple sources of income. And that, as an example, the promotion you just did this week, Igor, is for somebody else, which generated you a great commission, even though your main source of income is provided solo advertising. It's just how it's done, folks. Every billionaire, every millionaire on the planet has multiple sources of income. Bill Gates doesn't just run Microsoft. He has shares in other companies. Richard Branson owns hundreds of licensing rights in companies. Why? Multiple sources of income. So any last words, guys, you want to say? I just want to say again, folks, if you invest with us on the solo ad side, build your list. But even if you're brand new, we will take care of the landing page. We will take care of the follow-up, but you've got to follow up too. So if there's that fear of, well, I don't know what page to send them, I don't know what to say, don't worry about that. Wipe that off the table. We'll take care of that for you. But you should still follow up with those people to build yourself and build your list. Any last words, Igor?
Yeah, what you're saying about building your list, the way I see it is building a list is sort of like building your own tribe, because people think that you need thousands of customers, like tens of thousands, to make a great living online. That's not true. Sure, Joel, you got millions. Okay, Daniel, you got 15,000. I got hundreds of thousands. Okay, but you really need only a couple hundred customers to make a great living. I mean, that's all you really need. And if you got your list of, say, 10,000, and of those 10,000, you got 100, 200, 300 people that are paying customers that are subscribing to you, they're listening to you, they're working with you, and they're with you in Now Lifestyle, and at the same time picking up some additional tools through your affiliate link. That's it. You're set. You can, chill, sit back in your chair, and you can start making a huge difference without worrying about your bills.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything, Daniel, you want to say? I mean, it's that simple, folks. Drive some traffic, build your list, build your brand, create your tribe, as Igor says, and build multiple sources of income. I'd love you all to spend 100% of your time on Now Lifestyle, but that's ridiculous. Just being honest with everybody. Build yourself, build your list, build your income, build your empire. Any last words, Daniel? Or you're good.
I think, we've hit on 1,000 good points. I think the biggest thing, guys, is just make sure that you stay consistent. And it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to quit. Throwing in the towel is easy. But as they say, if all of this was easy, if building an online business was easy, everybody would do it. Or if just building your own business was easy. So just stay consistent. Surround yourself with great like-minded people that are in this room now, that are commenting below, that are in our community. And just stay consistent and never, ever quit. As long as you guys have made that decision, just take action, massive imperfect action. As Joel says it all the time, you don't need to know everything. You just got to start. And, Les Brown says, you don't got to be great to start. You just got to start to be great. That's just it. You just got to take that action, keep going, keep building your list every single day. I am seeing a lot of questions in here, Joel, about when will Igor's traffic be available?
It's going to be available in our members area probably on Monday or Tuesday of next week, for sure.
All right, cool.
We might be able to do our first promotion this weekend. I'm not sure, but definitely for sure on Monday. So, and again, I wouldn't have Igor here. I highly endorse him, folks. Why? He's been around the block. He's passed the test of time. He's been doing it for 7 years, and I hear nothing but great results with him. So, Igor, thank you for being here, buddy. I really appreciate it. And again, folks, don't let fear stop you. We will take care of everything for you as long as you promise to be consistent and build your list. So thank you, Igor. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody on Facebook. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you again this weekend. Bye for now.